In the real world, power does not belong to the person who works the hardest. It belongs to the person who controls perception. Most people spend their entire lives believing that effort alone creates success. But history has always rewarded those who understand leverage. The farmer sweats in the field while the king sits in the palace collecting taxes from crops he never planted. The soldier dies on the battlefield while the emperor's name is carved into history books. The inventor creates the machine, but the businessman becomes the legend. This is the brutal truth behind Law 7 of the 48 Laws of Power. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Weak people hear this law and become emotional. Strong people hear it and understand how the world has always operated. The powerful do not waste their energy trying to do everything themselves because they understand one truth that average people never learn. Time is the only currency that cannot be replaced. A smart man with leverage will always defeat a hard-working fool who insists on carrying every burden alone. Look at the story of Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Tesla was a genius beyond his era. His mind could see inventions decades before the world was ready for them. He worked endlessly, sacrificing sleep, comfort, and wealth in pursuit of innovation. He believed brilliance would automatically bring recognition. But the world does not reward genius alone. The world rewards strategy. Edison understood this better than Tesla ever did. Edison knew that invention was only half the game. Ownership of perception was the other half. Tesla created systems that changed civilization forever, yet Edison mastered publicity, influence, and positioning. Tesla built the engine, but Edison became the symbol of progress. One man worked, the other controlled the narrative. That is why millions know Edison, while Tesla died nearly forgotten. Power is not simply about creating value. It is about making the world associate that value with your name. The naive worker believes talent speaks for itself. It does not. Talent without positioning is invisible. History is filled with forgotten geniuses whose ideas were stolen by people less intelligent but more strategic. The world remembers conquerors, not always creators. This law is not about laziness. It is about multiplication. A king does not build his own castle stone by stone. A general does not fight every soldier himself. An empire expands because one mind directs the labor of thousands. The person obsessed with doing everything alone eventually collapses under the weight of exhaustion, while the person who masters delegation grows stronger with every passing year. Most people remain trapped because their ego convinces them they must personally control every detail. They fear others will steal their shine. But true power comes from understanding that your greatest asset is not your hands. It is your vision. Anyone can swing a hammer. Few can command an army of builders. The superior individual understands that every person around him possesses skills, knowledge, connections, or energy that can be used to advance a greater objective. This is why powerful leaders surround themselves with specialists. A billionaire CEO does not personally design products, write code, negotiate every contract, or manage customer support. He hires experts, extracts their brilliance, and combines it under one banner. The world then praises him as a visionary genius. That is leverage. The modern world worships independence, but complete independence is weakness disguised as pride. Every great empire in history was built on organized labor. The Roman Empire did not dominate the world because one man fought harder than everyone else. It dominated because it understood systems, delegation, and control. The same principle exists in business, media, politics, and even social influence today. The influencer with millions of followers is rarely editing every video, designing every thumbnail, managing every partnership, and answering every email alone. Behind every giant public figure is a machine of unseen workers whose labor fuels the illusion of effortless greatness. The public sees only the face at the top. That is how power works. People remember symbols, not workers. And if you do not learn this law, you will spend your entire life becoming fuel for someone else's empire. There are two types of people in this world: those who create leverage and those who become leverage. Most people unknowingly belong to the second category. They trade time for money, sweat for survival, and loyalty for scraps of recognition. Meanwhile, another person takes their work, organizes it intelligently, markets it aggressively, and earns 10 times more credit than they ever will. The harsh truth is that society does not reward effort equally. A laborer can destroy his body for decades and still die poor.